Hey guys, happy Sunday. Hope you're all doing well today. I have a great topic that I want to talk about. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, and that is scripting. So if there's some of my law of attraction peeps out there, you'll know what this is. And for those of you that don't, you want to pay attention because this is life changing. I showed the book yesterday. I use this every morning. Superman. I use this every morning. I do gratitude, 5 minutes of gratitude. Take a look at this thing. It's completely packed, right? But this is from scripting right here. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. I want to show you guys something kind of cool. I'm going to give you a few minutes, just like 3 minutes from my show. And I want you to see the finale that I've been doing for the last 20 years. No matter where I'm performing in the world, I'm always doing this one thing as the last thing I do in my show. And it has a lot to do with scripting because I've taken part of that and brought it into my daily practices. So take a look at this, and then I will be right back. And I'm going to give you the secret behind scripting.
Just yes or no, is there something that you're thinking of that has to do with a motorcycle or motorbike? Yes. It has to do with, is your wife with you? Yes. Interesting. Has to do with your wife as well. Did you propose to your wife on a motorbike? Yes. Give us a applause. Take a seat. Password to their cell phone. If your password to your cell phone is 4471, just yell out. Yeah.
Somebody is thinking about the city of Westminster. Where is that person? Westminster. Right there in the front. Or near the front, right by you. Good. You can take your hands off your mouth now, it's okay. Pass the mic down, please. What? Is there a 4 in there?
Yes.
And a 6?
Yes.
Think of the street. Edro?
Oh my.
Is that it? Is it Edro Isle? Is that right?
Yes.
You are thinking about a very long series of numbers, am I correct?
Yes.
Is this a phone number, or what kind of number is this?
Delta Sky Miles.
The Delta Sky Mile number. You're just going to answer me after each digit. Are you ready?
Yes.
2,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
1,
Yes.
0,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
3. That's the hesitation. Is it a 4? A 3, 4?
Yes.
7, 9?
Yes.
That's it? Good, give us some applause.
Bringing back the mentalist, Mr. Brent Webb.
Thank you. Thank you. Please sit down, put away your checkbooks and your wallets. Please. Thank you. So that is the finale of my show. And what you'll notice I'm holding is a pad. And what I'm doing is called automatic writing. But I've brought this practice into my daily spiritual practices, and it has been life changing. So what you do in automatic writing is you're just letting your hand move freely on the page. All right. And so when I'm doing my morning routine, and I do an hour and 45 every single day, and a lot of that is meditation, but a lot of it is gratitude, scripting, affirmations, visualizations. And in a moment, we're going to talk, I'm going to give you all the tips on that, but I'm going to show you what I do. So you see, you can read this. This is gratitude over here. This is automatic writing. This is scripting for me. Scripting is writing down what you want your life to be, like it's that already. And I'm going to go into more detail, but you'll notice it's just your pen is moving. You're not even looking at the page. So it looks like this, right? And as you're concentrating and you're feeling it, you're writing. All right. And, instead of, your hand is moving and whatever it is that you're thinking, you're writing, but you're not worried about being able to read it later. So that's why you've got a big bunch of black marks here, whatever. because your hand is just constantly moving. And as you are writing each word, you are feeling it. All right. So let me give you some tips. I wrote down some notes earlier on scripting. I'm going to pull them up for you. Let's see. Move this out of the way. There we go. All right. So here we go. I'm going to give you these. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the law of attraction, because most people now, they've watched the movie The Secret or they've read the book, and there's so much out there on the law of attraction. I'll tell you right now, it is absolutely real. So let's go into that a little bit first, because there's so much information out there, but very few people understand the law of attraction and how to make it work for themselves and their lives. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. The law of attraction is like being a magnet. You're attracting to you not just what you think, but what you feel and what you are. All right. In other words, just think of us as magnets. All right. Whatever thoughts we focus on, whatever emotions that we're cultivating inside, that is exactly what we're attracting into our lives. Now, think about this. You know people, and it may be you, really negative people who seem like that is all they have in their life. One thing to the next, to the next, to the next. That negative thinking impacts their entire life. If you think, I have so much debt, I'm never going to get out of this, right? You are focusing on debt and you're bringing more debt. You're bringing more of it into your life. It's just like when you focus on gratitude. When you write down every day the things you have already that you're grateful for, you get more of those things. It's just like magic. And it's the subconscious mind and the universe working together. But you have to understand the rules of this game. If you say, I shouldn't be single anymore, you're focusing on being single, and you're including that in your life. Now, if you start to feel things like, I love my job, you're giving attention to feeling satisfied, and the universe will send you more of that. I don't care what you believe in. It doesn't matter if you believe in God, the universe, source, energy. It's all the same. That energy is flowing inside of you, and you have immense power once you wake up and realize how to use it. You know, it's like Norman Vincent Peale said, change your thoughts and you change the world. And it's true, because when we're all doing this together, it's such positive, amazing change. Now, have you ever noticed when you wake up grumpy, maybe you stub your toe and your entire day spirals, it goes right down the crapper? That is and more things happen to get you upset, and more things, bad luck, time after time, all day long, because you're in that spiral. The law of attraction responds to the thoughts you think, the words you speak, but most important is it responds to the emotions that you feel. There's a definite connection. And once you understand that it's not just wishful thinking, it's not just daydreaming, it's not sitting on the sofa hoping for a Ferrari and then waiting for it to show up in your driveway. You've got to take action. You've got to take positive action steps. But the law of attraction starts opening doors and windows and whatever it takes to get you there. All right? You have to believe it. In other words, you are the creator of your reality. Now, this is true, and you hear this all the time. Now, this does not mean that you can sit there and you can create the weather, because there's too many variables, there's too many people involved. You have no power over that. What you do have power over is your own reality and the power that you give to your thoughts and your belief system. Now, remember, your belief system was created when you were 8 years or younger. None of us were thinking rationally back then. So keep that in mind. It doesn't, sometimes when things come out in the light now, you'll laugh at how ridiculous they are, but you have to remember they were created by, a 5 or 6 year old mind. They don't have to be rational. You've got to get into your subconscious rusty programming, and you've got to clean it out, because just changing your thoughts does not change the paradigm, does not change your reality. You've got to get in and change your subconscious. And that is much, much harder, but it's doable once you know how to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit how to use it before we get into scripting. Once you understand that the power of your thoughts and emotions, you can understand how much creative power you have in your life. Now, remember this. You have more power than you think. Most of us think that we are a slave to our mind, that we're a slave to the things that are going on in the world around us, and that we have no real power. Now, if you get into the right mindset And I'm telling you, you'll feel it. It's called being in the zone. Catherine and I talked about this the other day. You'll know when you're there. Everything seems to be moving at your command. And if you're playing like tennis, it's moving in slow motion. You're able to anticipate the next move of your opponent, or the next move of life, or the next move of whatever it is. You're able to sit back in your seat of self, and you're able to examine things from a real point of reality, not from the fake reality that you are normally looking through, because it's always colored by the lens of your past experiences. So just take this as a given, all right? Just for the sake of this discussion, that you're creating the reality around you. You're creating your reality, all right? So what happens if your job sucks, if you're struggling to make ends meet, if you haven't found the perfect partner, if you are not financially where you want to be? You create your own reality. But what if your reality is like that right now? What if your reality is crap, right? Then you have to change it. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is scripting. So from where I work in my show and I do automatic writing, when I do scripting, what that is, it's a very special law of attraction technique. When done correctly, the results are mind-blowing. And it's really one of the best tools there are, because there's so much information about the law of attraction and manifestation, because that's what you're doing. You are literally manifesting the things in your life. Most of us are manifesting negative things. You are bringing about, even if you don't realize it, you are bringing about the negative things in your life. You are responsible for the things in your life. All right? Simply put, scripting is a technique when you describe your life as if you already had what you want to manifest. And this is important because it's not just writing down, like I said, otherwise you're daydreaming. You have to write it down like you have it, not I am going to be, I am. I am going to be is crap. I am is powerful because you feel like you already have it. You're tricking your subconscious mind. And just saying it over and over again with no feeling means nothing either. You've got to, if you're going to say it, you're going to do affirmations or incantations, you have to feel it. So when you're scripting, do you want a new job? Then you describe the first day of the new job that you want, like you've already had it. Do you want to manifest a 6-figure salary? Then describe how it feels making 6 figures. What are you doing with the money? How are you helping out your family members? Do you want to manifest your soulmate? Describe how life looks with them, how you feel. Write down how your honeymoon was. All you need to start scripting is a notebook. I go through about one of these every 2 weeks. Your favorite pen or pencil. It's all about feeling good. You want to make sure that it feels good in your hand. A little more expensive pen, the better. Start to get cramps in your hands. Most important, what you need is your imagination, because this world is fueled by that imagination. So how do you use scripting the right way? By the way, I jumped in early today because I have something a little later on tonight. So if you are watching this replay later, because you expected it at 6:45, you'll still be able to see it, but it'll just be recorded because it's live right now. Also, I'm keeping track of the comments. So I'm trying to anyway, if you have a comment or a question, you can go ahead and drop it in the comments and I will take a look at it as we move forward. All right. So I'm trying to get used to doing all this at the same time and we'll see what happens. Good. Okay. So number one, you got to start by being grateful. All right. Before starting your scripting exercise, you got to take a moment to center yourself. Now, I use meditation and you should too. So if you have never meditated, start with 5 minutes tomorrow morning. All right. And I'll tell you what, at the end of this today, I'm going to do a little meditation with you. All right. I'll do something with you. We'll do an abundance meditation together. All right. But start by being grateful. Before you start it, take a moment to breathe, center yourself, and think of all the things that you already have. You have to ask yourself, what am I grateful for? What am I most grateful for? And then start going down the list. I'm telling you, if you start to write gratitude and you give yourself 5 minutes, set your iPhone, 5 minutes, start to write. You're going to run out of things you're going to think after a minute or two. But I'll tell you, the amazing things that come out after, things you're not even thinking about right now that you're grateful for. There are a million things. Just the fact that we're here right now at this time with so much amazing content in the world. Anything we want, we can pretty much do, right? When I was a kid, my dream was to be able to turn on the TV and watch whatever I wanted. You know, back in the day, if you weren't home for the day when your show was on, you were screwed there were only 3 channels. I know I'm dating myself, but that's the truth. Now you can literally pick up a remote control and you can watch any movie, anytime, any TV show. It's unbelievably incredible. We live in a society where in the last, 150 years, we've added 30 years to our life expectancy. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So start by being grateful for what you have already. Because as we talked about, the law of attraction operates on our thoughts, our feelings, and energy. We're all energy. We're all transient energy. If you were to look at us through a microscope, we are vibrations of energy. And that energy is on a wavelength. If you want to attract something to you, you have to be on the same wavelength as that you're trying to attract. Most of us are on the wavelength of the things we don't want because that's all we think about. If you spend your entire day thinking about all of the stress in your life and all the things you don't want to happen, guess what's going to happen? A lot more of that. Now, this is the most important, I think, is this. So you have to use present tense. This part, super, super, super important. Okay, so listen carefully. When you are scripting, you have to act as if you already had what it is you want to manifest. Let's say you wish to manifest the soulmate of your dreams, the person to end all persons, the person you're going to be with forever. When scripting, you could write, this morning, I woke up next to my soulmate. The sun was entering through the window, our beautiful 5-bedroom house, and filling the room with warmth. I'm so happy that I cannot stop from smiling from ear to ear. It sounds corny, it sounds cheesy, but guess what? It works. So you have to put it in present tense by saying, I am going to have, this is going to happen. It always sets it in the future as a future event. You've got to claim it now, that it's happening to you right now. So imagine yourself in the future and describe how future you feels at that moment. All right. To do so correctly, you have to use the present tense as much as possible. Also, it's important to be as precise as you can. The goal of scripting is to create a whole vision of yourself, a whole life of yourself, as if you've already manifested the things that you desire. The more details you can write down, the more you can feel, the more powerful your manifestation will be. This is really an exercise in imagination. We're all born with a brilliant, incredible imagination. And think of ourselves as children. That imagination is on point. Everything is magic. And it starts to dim as we grow older. And that childlike wonder and that amazement at the universe vanishes as you get pushed into conformity. So it's very, very careful, very, very important to be as precise as you can because you're manifesting yourself based on what you want from the future. So pretend that it's here now. What are you wearing? What are you doing? What are you wearing? What are you doing on that day? What emotions are you feeling? The more specific you can be, the absolute better this is going to be. Write down as much detail as you possibly can. Really bring your vision to life. Do not hesitate to go all in. This is your imagination, my friend. So you make it as grand as you want. And remember, it's you. You don't have to share this with someone else. You can if you want, but it's all you. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid. Don't be stressed out about any of it. Whatever works for you is what you should be doing, but give it a try and see. Next, also super important, didn't get this for years. You have to involve your emotions. That is where the magic lies in all of this, because just thinking about it is never going to bring it. Positive thinking doesn't work when you're only doing that. You have to have all spokes of the wheel here. So when scripting, you have to remember to feel it. Feel amazing, because emotions are a huge part of the law of attraction. While scripting, you have to imagine yourself in the vision that you are creating and feel the emotions you are describing. You know, you can trick yourself. A little mind hack is to go back in your mind and find a time when you felt amazing. Maybe it was the time you got a standing ovation at the talent show, the first kiss, first time you got in your new car and you smelled that new car smell, whatever it is. And what you can do is put yourself back in the past and feel that feeling. And then take that feeling and transplant it into your new vision. You'll feel the same way. Because remember, the human body, the human mind cannot tell if you're doing something or if you're thinking about it. I mean, that's huge. Your mind cannot tell the difference. So use some mind hacks and trick your mind. Focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. This is pretty much the entire backbone of the law of attraction. When working with it, it's crucial that you focus on what you want rather than what you do not want. Now, most of us spend our entire lives trying to manipulate the universe to give us what we want and to not give us what we don't want. And if that doesn't happen, we're miserable. And that's the truth. That's the biggest problem with human beings today. We are trying to twist everything to fit the very narrow area that we think we're going to be happy in. So focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. In this attraction-based universe, if you give thought to something, you'll attract more of it, good or bad. So let me give you a couple examples. I don't want to be in debt anymore. Again, you're giving thought to the debt. You're going to attract more debt. If you get heartsick every time you go to the mailbox because of bills, they're going to keep piling up. And again, it sounds simple, but there is something to this. And I don't know if it's the power of the universe, if it's the amazing human mind. Nobody understands the human mind really. They can't tell you exactly how it works. It's the most sophisticated supercomputer ever invented. I learned everything I could about it during my career, 25 years. And this is what I've dedicated my life to. And I'm still blown away. The mind is an unbelievable thing. We're all born with this amazing supercomputer. We just never get the manual on how to operate it. They don't teach us in school how to use it. That's what you need to do. If you're thinking, I really wish I wasn't out of shape like this, you're focusing on being out of shape. If you're focusing on what you don't have or what you don't want, you're sending out that message of lack. And we talked this week about an abundance mindset versus, a mindset of lack. And it's super important to not get yourself in that spiral where you're thinking about all the things that you don't have and all the things that you're worried about. If you send out that message of lack, the universe is going to give you more lack in your life. All right. So now that you know what scripting is, you know how to use it, you can start doing it super easy. Start doing it tomorrow. I'm going to give you a couple scripting prompts. All right. I wrote these down earlier. Let's do mine, which is the morning routine scripting. So add scripting to your morning routine. If you don't have one, then you need to start doing one. Start with 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of scripting. That's 10 minutes. I mean, who can't do that? And if you really want to get started, you've never done this before, add 5 minutes of gratitude. Using the first hours of the day, it's very important to do it first thing because it sets your mindset for the rest of the day. You get ahead of all the other crap. Don't get on your phone. Don't get on your computer. Don't jump on, Apple TV. You don't want to get any news. You don't want to be reading your emails. You want to be alone with yourself. And that's when you want to do your morning routine before all this crap gets in your head. Because most people wake up in the morning with all the shit on their mind from yesterday. So they're automatically in the past. They're living in yesterday with a brand new day ahead of them. So imagine yourself at the end of the day. How are you feeling? What have you accomplished? What are you grateful for? What amazing things happen? So first thing in the morning, imagine yourself at the end of that day and how amazing that day was and all the great things that happened. Describe it all. Scripting in the morning is a great addition to your morning routine. You can also do this at night, and I do this every evening. The last thing before you go to sleep, that moment when you are between, being awake and being asleep, that is when your subconscious is at its greatest state, where it is able to take in so much more information. So doing something at that point is great too. Listening to sleep meditation or sleep affirmations are always good. But doing it at the end of the day, you can imagine your day tomorrow. You can script your day for the next day. And if you don't want to write it down at night, that's fine too. Just imagine it in your mind. If you add that to your evening and you have the writing, scripting in your morning, you're going to see huge changes pretty fast. All right. Now, if that's just for the day, right? But if you want to script your ideal month, your ideal year, that's fine too. At the end of each week, if you're going to do it on a weekly basis, take a moment to imagine the next week. Month, same thing. Year, next thing. Of course, that's going to take longer, but that's fine. You really, really want to with this and get the feeling. Bring that out and reread it to yourself once or twice a week. Get it into your mind. If you want that dream job, script it. How many colleagues do I have? What's the office look like? How are you feeling? It doesn't matter that you're going to say, well, none of that is really the way it is. It doesn't matter. You're creating the feelings inside of you. That is what this is working off of. All right. You can do the same thing with creating and manifesting a partner. You can do it with your home. You can do it with abundance. And remember, abundance is not just money. And you can, of course, do it with your finances as well. So why don't you try it tomorrow? Add scripting to your morning routine. It'll change your life. It's changed mine. I would not go one day without doing it. So that is scripting. Try it out tomorrow. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if it's working for you. If it's something you already do, let me know that as well. I want to remind you, next Tuesday, coming up in just a few days, we have my absolutely free Mind Power training. Now, I have my brand new Mind Power Secrets home training course. I've been working on this for years. Even back when I was working on cruise ships, I was in my cabin every night doing this, taking all of the information that not only I used in my life, but I talked to other famous people. I talked to celebrities and athletes and presidents and prime ministers and gurus, and the advice that worked for them. And I tried, and if it worked for me, I put that in there too. It is literally life-changing. So what I'm going to do as my gift to you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to teach the first module of my course. So if you are interested, and why wouldn't you be? Because it'll change your life. It's absolutely free. All you've got to do is come in there and join me. And I'll even have it open at the end for live questions and answers. If there's something that you're struggling with in your life, let's talk about it. And let me put you on the right path. So join me next Tuesday, 7 p.m. in our Facebook group. Also, it'll be streaming on our YouTube channel. That's taylor-webb television. And in our group, which I told you, the address for that is facebook.com/groups/taylor-webb. Now, what I've been doing lately, people have been telling me, you should tell more stories from your career. I spent 25 years touring all over the world. Crazy stuff has happened to me. Amazing things. I've got so many fantastic memories. So I did a video the last few days. Yesterday I did the night I got shot at with this crazy woman in New Mexico. And I also, the other night I did one about the night that I I had a brand new Porsche and I totaled it by hitting a cow. And it's a good story too. So those videos are both on our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget our website. That is freelifetools.com or taylor-webb.org. But you'll see tons of free product in our resources department. You're going to see free ebooks, free video trainings, all sorts of things. Catherine and I keep it stocked up. We want to get you on the right road, and that's the way to do it. The free resources page at freelifetools.com. So remember, next Tuesday night, we're going to be talking about the first part of my Mind Power training course, first module. I'm going to be teaching it to you. We're going to go deep. We're going to take a deep dive into it. I'm going to show you how to start flipping the switch and changing your mindset. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter where you want to go. We can change it. You can change it because you've got the power inside you when you have the right tools. So next Tuesday night, I want you to stick around. We're going to do it at 7. It'll be about an hour and a half. We'll go through the course, and then I'm going to take your questions at the end. All right. So that is everything you need to know about scripting. It is a powerful tool, especially when you're using the law of attraction. And don't dismiss the law of attraction just because maybe you read something about it or you watched somebody else's video and you didn't quite understand it. Because if you listen to any of the spiritual teachers and any of the big guys from Tony Robbins, Michael Singer, they will all tell you it is absolutely real. It's just everyone's using it wrong. They're putting out these books and they're acting like it's some hidden secret that's been hidden for, it's been out there in the open. Just nobody ever does it. The successful people, however, know how to use it. Go watch Oprah. She's got videos on YouTube talking all about manifesting and scripting and the law of attraction because it's a real thing. And it's time that you understand that you're not living the life you should be living if you're not using these tools. So tomorrow, 5 minutes of meditation, then do 5 minutes at least of scripting. And that's a good way to start. We'll talk about next week during the live training. We're going to talk about your daily routine, what you should be doing. All right. So I want to thank you for joining me today. If you're tuning in later, you're going to see this on delay, but that's okay. Thanks for being here. I will see you very, very soon. Go out and enjoy the rest of your Sunday or Monday, wherever you are in the world. Bye.